Hello, everybody. Welcome to CONSERVATISH episode 272. My name is Peter Edgar Feliciano. This is going to be a fun one. Make sure you subscribe, share, rate, and review. I'm serious. It helps the algorithm, and my Puerto Rican ass needs all the help I can get with that. You can find me on Instagram at Peter_Feliciano and on Twitter at Rule62Peter. I don't give a fuck. I don't care about racism. I don't. Not only because it's been so fucking perverted by the government and the lizards and the whatever else, but also because if the state is smaller, it doesn't really matter, does it? Right? So I posted something earlier today, and let's see, what was the post? It was, actually, you know what? I can read it right now. It says, Jews, why are y'all surprised that Marxists are acting anti-Semitic? Haven't you read what bitch-ass Carl wrote about you? What you should be surprised by is that y'all have spent the last 7 years giving Marxists money and power under the guise of helping black people. In the caption it said, rhymes with Shantifa. So, and then I had a few people, only one, take a little bit of umbrage. And not umbrage, what I like about that post is that everybody got a bullet. It was just pop, pop, pop. It was just, here, take that with you. It was Jews got one, blacks got one, whites got one. It was just everybody. What I like about my content is that. And what is my content, ladies and gentlemen? It's not, I'm not doing this, well, okay. I'm doing this for you, but I'm not doing this for you, right? I'm doing this to connect, but I'm not doing this to, like, I want to get paid. I want to be famous. But not to that level where I'm selling my asshole. Does that make sense? So it's not, it's for you, but it's not for you. Right? And when I post something like that, and I usually am pretty clear about why, like I write it, and then I take a break from it, and then I come back to it, and I write it some more, and I tweak it, and I move it, and I massage it, and I make sure that it really says what I want it to say. And I know that the construency, that's not a word, maybe, I know that there's going to be misconstrued. So how y'all construe is not my business, technically, but I do my best to make sure it's careful in the way that I communicate. So what am I trying to communicate with that tweet? Because just like a lot of the people in the identity politics game on the left and the GOP-ish right, there's a lot of motherfuckers in the game who see me communicating with Jews and they hear pro-Israel. So I made it emphatically clear in the comments or in the caption. I said specifically, side notes, if you read this tweet and thought, oh, so Peter's pro-Israel, you are mistaken. Underneath that, I wrote, if you read the above sentence and thought, oh, so he's pro-Palestine, you are also mistaken. And then I also thirdly wrote, criticism of the state is not Israel. Criticism of the state of Israel is not anti-Semitic. So we can talk about a few of those things. Why I wanted to get on and do do a solo show is that these are some complicated topics. And a tweet is 240 characters. And a meme is even more concise a way to communicate complex and nuanced ideas under a barrage of identity politics and retardation. But I wanted to kind of get on here to explain, not to explain because I got blowback. I didn't really get any blowback. In fact, not getting blowback is part of the reason why I got on here. Because I think people who follow me, and it's not a lot of people, but I think 24,000 at the same time. Many of that, I'm sure, are bots or followed me in earnest but don't even see my posts. But anyway, one thing at a time. There's a lot of us moving forward now who I think are invested in my shit and in the stuff I create, and in my tweets and my memes and hopefully more music, and I'll get to that in a little bit. Good news coming. But I like calibration, and I like communicating. I like to help us evolve and get a little closer to truth, right? But that doesn't mean just the libtards need to get closer to the truth, right? So here's the thing. I'll explain a little bit more. I hope I'm making sense. I really do. And if I don't, suck my dick. Rhymes with Shantiva. It's a black girl's name. I have 24,000 people who follow me on Instagram, so what does that mean? That means that there's going to be 24,000 different versions of perception, 24,000 different experiences, life experiences, 24,000 different spheres, 24,000 different families, 24,000 different jobs, 24,000 different places throughout the world. What I mean is, yeah, I've got some actual anti-Semites who follow me. Now, there's shades to this shit, right? There's shades to this shit. And I tried to make that clear, but it's sometimes clumsy. And not that I regret any part of that. I was careful with what I was trying to say, but I'm trying to clarify for some of y'all motherfuckers so that you feel a little bit more. So, what I'm talking about is that, yeah, there's going to be people who follow me who I disagree with on some things. Does that mean I want to kick them out because they're anti-Semitic? No. I'm not going to. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, for a couple reasons. Number one, if they're anti-state, if they're not in the business of wanting the government to enforce their ideology, I don't really give a fuck, right? Like, I've got actual racists, I'm sure, who follow me as well. Now, how does that even happen? Well, if I make a post criticizing the state of Israel, that might find some people who agree with that. Now, they may extrapolate on that much further than I do. But if we're ideologically aligned around shitting on Black Lives Matter, or shitting on the lizards, or shitting on Davos, or shitting on, then, right? Am I not kicking them out because I want followers? No. As I've demonstrated countless fucking times and posted about on my shit, I don't really give a fuck if I lose followers. I've demonstrated that many times, and I've made jokes about it, culling the herd, right? Where conservatives will sometimes do a mass exodus That's not mass, but I mean, one day, one post for sure, I dropped 50 followers in a matter of like 2 or 3 hours because of a post I made in which I skewered conservatives. So, I don't care about losing followers. It's not that. But if we're ideologically aligned up to a certain point and then they defer towards actual racism or actual anti-Semitism, I don't trust the state. I don't trust the government. I don't trust big corporations, pharma. I don't trust media. Right? So let's extrapolate a bit on that. If they're anti-Semitic and they're like, and Jews need to be disarmed, they can suck my dick. It's not like I follow any like super anti-Semitic people. Some jokes. Jokes is not anti-Semitism. Racism is not. Jokes is not racism, right? Right? We have layers to this shit. Well, maybe let's break this down a little bit more. Being fucking salty is fun, right? So I have some motherfuckers. I posted a meme earlier. I don't know who made it, but it said internet friends on one side, and it was me, and it said underneath, it said divided by distance, united by racism, right? Me and my internet friends, right? And then I looked at the likes, and not only am I a dirty wetback, whatever, but also some of the likes were black people who follow me. So do they actually like racism? Maybe in some ways. Black people can be pretty racist. Everybody can. But is it state enforced that they're because that's a next, right? That's a next level shit. That's not just ideologically being annoyed or ideologically making jokes. See the layers? So there's making jokes. There's being subversive, right? There's being, there's trolling. The lizards don't want me to say X, so I'm going to press down on it even further and have fun, right? And then there's these people annoy me. This class of certain type of people, whether it be Asian drivers or females, or right? I explained it on an episode a year ago when we were talking about Kanye, right? That criticism of a certain type of person's behavior is not hate, and being annoyed with that person is not hate either, right? And even if they hate, like that's still not, like if they want the estate to further that's where I have a problem, right? So do I have people who follow me who are actual racists? Maybe a little bit. Maybe towards a certain type of race, right? But what do I say all the time? Our definitions is what get us in trouble. The flippant word racist, right? Do I have racists? Well, define racist. Define racist. Me being annoyed with an Asian driver is not, like, I don't want them to have their licenses taken away, right? I don't want the state to disarm them. White liberals, are you paying attention, faggots? Anyway, that's a fucking perfect example. Who do I hate on the fucking hate? Who do I rag on the fucking most on my fucking page? White, Western, Anglo-Saxon, Protestant, Connecticut-ass, Berkeley College-going white liberals. I'm dunking on them fucking constantly. And I've explained it many times. They're 30 or less percent of the country and 95% of the problem. So, right? They annoy the fuck out of me, and I dunk on them fucking constantly. But have you ever seen me post anything where I'm calling for exterminate or even taking their licenses away, right? Or even firing them. I might joke like, hey, don't hire these niggas because they're the fucking worst and I don't want them to have more money and power. But I'm not signing petitions to but you see my accounts. You've heard me on this show constantly dunk and dunk and dunk and dunk on these motherfuckers. And yet it cannot be labeled hate. But look at all the fucking effort and time and thought and creativity and whatever I put into the love. I put into ragging on these motherfuckers. And yet, can that be labeled hate? Fucks no. Well, if we're being intellectually consistent, my vape is tripping out. If we're being intellectually consistent, can we give that same intellectual breadth to motherfuckers who disagree with me or don't like Puerto Ricans or are annoyed with Asian drivers or who consistently have shitty fucking experiences, who face institutions, here's a better way to put it, or more apt, who face difficulties with institutions who consistently have a certain type of person at their head. Can that be blatantly or flippantly or easily written off or defined as hate? Shut the fuck up, you liars. I am not just talking to the left. I am not just I'm talking to you, my nigga. I'm talking to you. If a motherfucker follows me and wants to be incorrect on some shit, fine. Right? Do you want me to get on to all of my followers and before I allow you 24,000 motherfuckers to like my content, let me make sure that you're all ideologically aligned with me. That's faggot shit. That's faggot shit. And that's a wild waste of time, especially because my fucking Instagram's free. My Venmo, by the way, is Peter-Feliciano, you ungrateful fucking... Anyway. I'm working on a way, actually. You know what? One thing at a time, sorry. Do you understand what I'm saying? What I'm trying to say is that I can't filter out who gets following me, so that's first and foremost. Secondly, if someone comes in and they are actually racist, would they follow my brown ass? Probably not. If they were act like fucking, what's that nigga from American History X? If they were that level, fucking, we will rise again, like, would they follow me? No. So why do I give a fuck? That denotes to me what? The level of their passion, the level of their insanity towards or their marriage to those ideas, which would therefore denote how invested they would like the state to be into it, right? If they were that passionate that they want the fucking state involved, then they wouldn't follow me. But if they're invested enough in their annoyance with Jews, if they're invested enough in their annoyance with black people or their annoyance with whatever, and that helps and communicating it through a joke, through a meme, through a rant, through a comment, why is it skin off my fucking ass? I don't give a fuck. I've got leftists who follow me. I've got fucking deep MAGA retards. I've got malcontent libertarians who are just, well, nobody's doing it right, little fucking. Welcome. You're all in. You're all in. And that's important. And that's important. I've said it before on the show. I've said it many times. If I only hung out with niggas I agreed 90+% with, I'd be fucking alone. So what are we doing here then? What are we doing here? This brings me to my next topic. Dear anti-Semitic followers. I love my life. Dear anti-Semitic followers, what are we doing here? Well, I'll speak for myself. I'm trying to bring us forward out of, let me rephrase that, because I don't want to get too big for my britches. I'm trying to do my part to help us evolve past dependence on the institutions which are not only no longer serving us, but are actively harming us as a race, humans, as a human race. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do my part to help us evolve, right? Intellectually, artistically, musically, comedically, and politically. What makes the left so crazy is not their passion. I am very passionate about this shit, I believe. But I don't, well, I'll say what I've said many times on this show. I fucking hate Marxists. Not hate. Hate is a strong word, but well, hate is not a strong word, but it's because I have that vehement emotion. It's just a clumsy word. I wildly disagree and am annoyed by Marxists. But I still want them dumb white pieces of shit to have guns and speak freely. Because I practice principles before personalities. I do my best anyway. So, is that really hate? Or is that just, how do I tie that into the topic today? The topic today is me not really being bothered with racism and anti-Semitism. Both, and this applies to both people who are scared of racism and anti-Semitism, and also people who equate the state of Israel and their shit-fuck behavior with the average amateur Jew. That's not just the anti-Semites, dum-dums. That's also Hamas, and that's also shitbird fucking MAGA motherfuckers who are like, Ukraine is not our country. Oh my God, Israel. That includes the retarded fucking Democrat who happens to be Jewish, and what a fucking surprise, happens to be giving the state way more fucking power over their lives now, when 2 fucking seconds ago, they were like, well, maybe they were starting to question, I don't know, everybody's getting sick that I know has the jab, and all of a sudden, oh my God, Israel, never mind. Sorry for doubting the mainstream messaging. Here's all my power. They're conflating the state of Israel with regular ass Jewry. Not only is that incorrect, it's also a level of it's a level of intellectual laziness that we can no longer afford. And I mean we, humanity, but I also specifically mean the anti-state movement. I especially mean those of us who are trying to help us evolve past the institutions which no longer serve us and are actively harming us. I'm saying those of us in the game need to spiritually evolve past conflating black people with Black Lives Matter. Some regular random ass person who actually has gender dysphoria and the trans movement. ¿Sabes? Mira? Got it? And by extension, some fucking fucked up piece of shit, turd ass motherfucker bought and sold by the fucking lizards, Netanyahu or whatever, conflating with some random motherfucker in Brooklyn who happens to have payas and a long nose. Get it? Get it? Get it? Am I not saying there are consistencies? Of fucking course there are consistencies. But I explained it a year ago on a show when I was talking about fucking Kanye. Black people are 13% of the population, 13.5% of the population, yet they are 73% of the NBA. By me pointing that disparity out and that weird consistency out, am I saying by extension that means burn it down and get all the blacks out of the NBA? No. And by extension, who needs to hear that? Well, one thing at a time. By extension, am I saying that, yeah, a lot of the institutions which are fucking us in the butt happen to be to have executive positions which happen to have people who are circumcised. Right? Is that extension? Am I saying by extension, then that means gas and get them out? No. And who needs to hear that? Both the actual anti-Semites who are conflating Israel with regular Jewry and the Jewry who are fucking needled in the fucking asshole by the fear-mongering cunts in media and in the state and in Davos. The fucking oligarchs who benefit off of you conflating, both of you niggas, conflating Israel with regular-ass Jewry. Wake up, kids. What I'm trying to do is to do my part to help us evolve past that. So, dear anti-Semitic followers, are you being intellectually lazy? Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm trying to help us go. I'm not saying, don't say bad things about Jews. Please say bad things about it. I really don't give a sweetheart fuck. And you know what? It's often right and funny. It's fucking hilarious. I'm down for it. Especially if it's usually done in a hilarious, humorous way. And especially, even bigger, if it's specifically off limits, break every boundary. Love it. Go for it. I mean, some boundary, not, every boundary, but, right? The taboos that the lizards and the, right? Why is it a taboo? Because of the fucking ADL. Because of the fucking Anti-Defamation League, who, thank God. Do you know how happy the ADL was that a bunch of fucking pieces of shit in Hamas went over and killed a bunch of Jews? I don't know if I'm going to be able to post this on YouTube. It's getting dark. Maybe I should put a light on. I'll probably wrap up soon. I'm trying to help us evolve past because we've got big fucking fish to fry. And what made the Jews, the amateur Jews, kneel to what the state, it's fear. It's fear. It's fear. It's fear. Fear, 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 fear. Over and over and over. What made the Black Lives Matter protesters, not the paid ones, not the fucking Marxist, that faggot, lesbian, fat fupa having bitches who nobody wants to fuck. Isn't it interesting, by the way, that people nobody want to fuck are the most in charge? What was I ranting about? I'm saying what made the regular amateur Black Lives Matter protesters join Black Lives Matter was fear. So anti-Semitic followers or racist followers or whatever, whoever, what could your fear lead you to do? Who's got you held by the nose in fear and leading you? I'm not saying don't believe what you believe what you believe. But if I post something every once in a while that is like trying to communicate specifically with Jews, like I did earlier today, is your intellectual laziness leading you to believe that because someone commented, one person, it's not a pandemic on my fucking shit, but someone posted, come on, Pete, go a little deeper. Nigga, first things first, you don't fucking tell me a fucking thing to do. I am miles past you intellectually. Guarantee. Just because you spend an extra hour looking up fucking why there's a fucking pyramid on top of our fucking dollar bill means you're smart, nigga? Shut the fuck up. I own your ass, bitch. 100%. 100%. And that's not to say that I'm the smartest or most well-researched. We all have our strengths. But as far as thinking of things from both sides and really trying to get to the fucking root and trying to help us evolve, nigga, I fucking win. So don't. That's number one. Think deeper. As if I don't fucking think. You know, I've literally faced genuine financial consequences because I communicate the way I do. You don't think I fucking think deep, bitch? I ain't no fucking anonymous nigga in fucking Wyoming who it's super easy to be fucking unvaccinated. I actually fucking paid, bitch. You don't think I fucking think deep? That's number one. And number two, what am I trying to do with a post like that? Did you see the word "Dear Jews" and think he's on Jews' side? Well, this post is not specifically geared toward my exact thinking right now. So that means that people are going to read that and think that it's okay for, bro, calm the fuck down. Trust the process with a capital P, and that's what I wrote to that nigga. Trust the fucking process with a capital P. What's the process? And this is the third point. What's the process? If collectivism is what's giving the state, the lizards, the oligarchs, the media, whatever, the pharma, these corporations that are fucking us in the butt, if collectivism is what is giving them carte blanche, power, and money, then we're going to need to let go of collectivism. What is that going to require? Dum-dum. That's going to require a bunch of us are all going to have to be on the same side. People we actively are annoyed with, actively disagree with, actively fucking it's hard to live next to. People we judge. And I'm not saying don't judge, don't see things how you see them. Rock and roll, kiddo. What I am saying is that the big tent has to be fucking big. If we're going to evolve past the collectivism that allows the fucking lizards to fuck us in the butt with fear, the grand collectivism needs to be human over everything. That means I'm going to need to do trade with Jews, with blacks, with transes. I'm not saying you just have to everybody get along. That's not what I just said, was it? No, I'm saying in the grand scheme, I want... I really can't post this on YouTube. In the grand scheme, in the intellectual big tent game, I want kikes, I want niggers, I want faggots, I want transes, I want everybody in. Everybody in. As long as you're anti-fucking lizard, as long as you don't want the state to get involved, I'm defending you, anti-Semites. Like, and they're, again, to clarify, they're not actual. They're fucking annoyed with Jews and they've done a little bit of research. So, I'm defending your fucking asses. How about allowing that same intellectual freedom, that breadth of, okay, fine, these guys can come in too, to Jews? Ta-da! We have to move forward, kids. We have to move forward. And that's gonna stop in its tracks if the lizards realize, oh, we can get the anti-Semites to say, hey, we need the state. If we can get the racists to say, oh, we need the state. If we can get the blacks to say, oh, we need the state. If we can get the Jews to say, oh, we need the state. They just want more fucking power. Stop giving it to them. How do we give it to them? Fear. Fear, nigga. Sorry, I don't want to put this nigga on blast, but that motherfucker who commented, guarantee that nigga don't fucking meditate every day. I don't give a fuck what his ideology I don't give a fuck what his ideology is. I don't care. If he's meditating every day, he's probably not reading that tweet that you heard earlier and thinking it doesn't translate into his mind and come out the other side. Pete's not digging deep enough into the Jews. Self-care, bitch. I've said it many times and I'm going to keep fucking hitting that goddamn nail on the head because you motherfuckers, I don't give a fuck what side you are. I don't give a fuck if you're racist or anti-Semitic. If you don't take care of yourself, you're going to want the state, you're going to want them to have more power to enforce your shit. I'm saying I don't want none of that. I don't give a fuck if it's crystals and rainbows. Right? That's how they got the left. Some dumb fucking cunt, white bitch, surprise, surprise, commented on my shit 2 days ago. I posted it. Why don't you just everybody deserves to be seen for their identity. Doesn't that sound nice? Sounds nice. What does it look like in actual practice? It looks like faggots, white fucking faggots like fucking Kathy fucking Hochul saying that the state, the fucking feds, the fucking state needs to be involved in your fucking posts. That's what niceness and respect their dignity of identity looks like in actual practice. The state going, thank you very much, and looking all up in your fucking asshole. So, by extension, your ideology, I don't give a fuck if it's a little bit racist or a little bit anti-Semitic or a little, because listen to me. If they were actual racists, they wouldn't follow me. If they were actual anti-Semites, they wouldn't follow me. Because I talk one of my fucking best friends is a fucking faggot kike. One of my best friends is a gay Jew. Right? So they're not actual anti-Semites. They're not actually following me. Come on, bro. And we could do a whole nother hour on criticism of the state of Israel. But I'm saying those of us who are going to fight the lizards, need to be clear about taking care of ourselves so that we're not going, oh, good, now my guys are in power. Oh, good. No. The power structure is the problem. ¿Sabes? Mira. The power structure is the problem. This bureaucracy, this evil, this malevolent fucking lizard, cabal, whatever the fuck you want to call it, I don't want it even if I was at the helm. Understand? If I could enforce my ideology, I don't want that. I want shitbag liberals to speak freely and have guns. I want them to. Because that's my principle, is leave me the fuck alone and I'll leave you the fuck alone. Right? So what's the fulcrum between whether or not whether or not we're ideologically aligned? I'm going to go through 24,000 motherfuckers and say, hey, do you believe, No. But if you're taking care of yourself, you're not led around by the fucking balls, and you're therefore not calling for the state to enforce your ideology. Are we clear? Are we clear? Good. And it doesn't matter. Why would I give a fuck if some douchebag that I don't know in another state doesn't like brown people? Oh, I'm heartbroken. I don't give a fuck. As long as you're not up in my asshole looking at my fucking money, as long as you're not trying to disarm me, hello, white liberals, as long as you're not trying to enforce your ideology on me, go for it, kid. Have fun. Have fun. Have fun. Go for it. That's what we're trying to do. Is evolve, nigga. I want kikes in the big tent. I want niggers in the big tent. I want faggots in the big tent. I want them all to have the freedom to speak freely, exchange without the state grabbing 30 goddamn % of their fucking money, 50% of their fucking money. And I want them to have guns and speak freely. And by extension, me calling them those 3 words doesn't mean hate. You've been trained that way because you're a fucking retard. And of course I use the word retard because I hate disabled people. Am I making sense? I'm trying to do my part. Even though it's foul-mouthed and even though it's over the top and even though I might be spiking the mic, I don't know. Even though it's, filthy, I'm trying to do my part. I'll say this and shut up. Some dumb white bitch in Ireland earlier today posted something that says, we need to crack down on freedom of expression online because people are, if your freedom of speech infringes on someone's safety. Dear white bitch, define safety. She said if someone's discomfort with words is discomfort? Discomfort. If someone hates and actively calls me a spick, that's going to affect my life? Do you think brown people are fucking faggots? Jews, are you paying attention? Are you paying attention, Jews? Yeah, but the brown people never got... Really? That's number 1. And number 2, okay, so some fucking faggot 70 years ago with a shitbird mustache did some horrendous things with a bunch of other fucking faggots, and that means I can't speak freely? I can't tease you, nigga? I can't tease you? I can't joke around with you? I can't point out certain consistencies because some piece of shit did some horrible things 70 years ago? That means I'm not allowed to be free? How about suck my fucking dick? Everybody gets a bullet, and it's because it's not a bullet. Colin Quinn, R.I.P. And I don't say R.I.P. because he's dead. He's just dead to me because he's a fucking faggot who performed at places that required vaccine passports. Colin Quinn once said, punching down in jokes is okay because it's not punching. Get it? Well, then what's the fulcrum, I hear you saying? Well, what did I say earlier? If I fucking have vehement disgust and hatred, quote unquote, whatever, for Marxists, you see it all in my posts. If I have that disgust and dislike and distrust, and yet I'm not calling for them to be gassed and this and that and whatever, what's the fulcrum? My maturity and spirituality precludes me from wanting power over them. I'm trying to help the culture. I'm poking and fun at them and teasing them. I'm pointing out to the rest of us that white liberals are the majority of our problem, but it's intellectual. Anyone who takes that further, it's not only not on me, it's fucking super on them. Fucking super on them. Like that guy who doesn't meditate, right? Right? Oh, you're going to make people anti-Semitic. Okay, no the fuck I'm not. No the fuck I'm not. In fact, I'm pretty careful to, not careful like it's intentional, but if I feel called to make a slightly not, like if I feel called to make a meme that is skewering Palestinians and their fucking shitbirdiness, then I feel called to do it. If I 2 seconds later feel called to skewer the state of Israel and their shitbirdiness, guess what? I'm gonna fucking do it. Because I'm not beholden to any of my fucking followers. Because I value myself too much. I hope this is cohesive in some way. I know I went on a bunch of great rants. You're welcome. But it is getting dark on the video. I don't know how to, I might have to edit a lot of this, but not edit out, God forbid. I only edit out for future reference. I only edit out some of my shit when other people say certain, names that they don't want to say. Anyway. I mean, I literally said kike, faggot, and, nigger like 5 minutes ago. Do you really think I'm going to edit out? YouTube is not the place to post this anymore. Not only do I get fucking, way small views, but also they're shitbird white liberals. Anyway, I want to go sit down and I'm tired. So, what I'm saying is, ease up. Do not conflate criticism with hate. And that goes for people who are both being criticized and doing the criticizing. That's what I'm trying to say. Don't be intellectually lazy, Jews, and don't be intellectually lazy, people who dislike Jews. Evolve, nigga. Evolve. We can all and must all fit into the great reality of the future. Not the utopia, because anybody who believes in utopia is a fucking turd. What I'm saying is the great reality ahead of us means all of us, 331 million, unless they kill a bunch of us because they're evil white lizards, but 331 million of us live in this country. We're going to have to somehow, I don't mean get along like, get along, peace, whatever. I don't mean that hippie way. I mean it in not want the state involved in enforcement of our ideology. Regardless of whether you like Jews or don't like Jews, regardless of whether you like blacks or don't like blacks, regardless of whether you fucking like these people or don't like, doesn't matter to me. Get it? I'm trying to do my part. I'm not a hero. I'm not a fucking martyr. I'm just trying to do my part. And whether you like it or not, me saying kike, nigger, and faggot, even then, I'm coming from love. I hope you see that. I fucking hope you understand that. I'm trying to connect us. And by connecting us, that's going to require equality. And in order to make us a little bit more fucking equal, I'm going to call you names, and I'm going to tease you, and I'm going to criticize your behavior. Tough shit. If you don't like any of those things, you don't actually want equality. You don't. You don't. You just want control. You want the state to be your comfort blanket. Guess what, faggot? I'm pulling that shit off, and we're moving forward. It's time to evolve, bitch. It's time to fucking evolve past the state, past the government, past the fucking media. You know what's a good replacement for that, by the way? A higher power. I can hear Jews all across, liberal Jews puckering their asshole. Oh, I don't trust God with any of this shit. Isn't that interesting? Anyway, that's for another episode. I love y'all very much. I really hope I made sense, even throughout my ranting. I'm coming from love, and I really do appreciate y'all. Really, 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 truly. Wherever you're listening, make sure you subscribe, share, rate, and review, or you're racist. Yeah. You can find me on Instagram at Peter_Feliciano and on Twitter at Rule62Peter. And you can support my podcast and my music at Venmo at Peter-Feliciano, Feliciano. Yeah. Onward and inward. I've been signing off onward and inward, but it's funny to say onward and inward. Anyway, love you all very much. Mwah.